大伙好呀，我是流放区 UP 主苏丹。30号视频的留言我看了，留言让我搬运 Pels T 伊朗玩弩的大佬的视频和 Sage2 的空明拳与 Goratha 的混乱血法火球术的 BD 呼声很高。如你所见，今天搬运的是 Goratha 的混乱血法火球术。Goratha 大佬的火球术 BD 文档和攻略很详细，但是，这期视频的英文我没时间修正配音。是的 ，UP 主也在忙着国际服开荒，大家知道修正一个半小时的流放视频的英文单词和配音阅读需要很久，一般3赴5小时，工作量很多。今天的视频是英文无修正版，大家凑合看吧。幸好它的文档和攻略很详细，带大家先看看它的文档和攻略，大家就清楚怎么抄这套了。首先，文档的技能连法一目了然，火球术和其他辅助搭配，包含大佬的技能搭配分析和备注指南。这里是血法师升华和天赋的点法，下面是 Goratha 对 BD 优缺点分析标注，一些粉丝的问题答复，比如为什么找这么多的金魂，为什么前期总是猝死等问题，解答的很详细。相信照着这个类似暗黑盒的文档，大家能抄得很轻松。对了，别忘记找一个靠谱的带翻译的浏览器看攻略，这个帖子不用魔法翻墙就能流畅打开。老规矩，我放在简介区，自己复制地址吧。喜欢血法师火球的，自己拿去慢慢研究吧。相信对你流放加速开荒有帮助，他也会后续慢慢更新最新的文档。对了，他在老鼠台直播流放2新赛季，我推荐大家用迅游加速，独享 IP 即时一键汉化，一人一节点，安全稳定，助力玩家搬砖。流放2 Steam 锁了国区 ，Steam 搜不出来流放2，迅游 Steam 平台退迟老鼠台永久免费加速。迅游有很多全网独家的工具，例如流放2通货价格走势工具等，实时查看流放2的各类通货、门票、碎片等价格比例走势，方便玩家搬砖使用。可以输入我的口令苏丹领取3天免费迅游加速。
I previously was thinking about league starting an Acolyte of Chula, but there's been some changes and some updates, and I have decided to move on from Chula. I still think it'll be really good. Most of what I said in the last video still applies. The main difference is they are removing Volatile Power, which is the empowered support gem, which was like the weapon swap shenanigans to get a lot of volatility. They may be adding a new gem to make up for that with like some lineage support or something like that, but currently that gem's getting removed. So I have decided to go back to my roots here. So I'm doing a full circle. I'm going back to Blood Mage Fireball. Now, this build is really, really interesting. I wouldn't really mind look at the trade too much here. The trade is going to change, obviously. I'll keep you guys updated with that. This is my current pathing. Mostly because I wanted to grab fork nodes, which should still be there, and movement speed. Mostly just grabbing all the crit nodes on the tree and some chaos damage nodes. And you may be asking, why chaos damage? Why is this guy clicking chaos damage nodes? Okay, so not only am I playing Fireball, I'm also planning on playing Chaos Fireball. The new node, Black Flame Heart, some Black Heart Flame, something like that, is converting all fire damage to chaos damage. This is really interesting. First off, you get the purple flames when you ignite. That's kind of cool, and I really want to do that. Second off, Blood Mage is quite a bit stronger now. Blood Mage is getting Sangomancy for free. As soon as you ascend, you get this node for free, and you can pick one of the other nodes instead. Force Spike is actually getting nerfed a bit. It's going to be crit damage per 50 bonus life instead of 40, but it's being moved behind Thunder the Flesh. Thunder the Flesh is 15 base crit. This node is... You're able to take this node from your first slab. You get Sangomancy, and you take 15% crit if you want. I'll probably end up doing that, honestly, but you also have the option to take Spell Leech, or the Progenesis Grasping Wounds node. So Blood Mage is getting a lot more options. This is getting a bit of a buff here. Sangomancy is insane now. It's applying to hits instead of crits. So early on, when you have no crit chance, you'll get a bunch of life remnants just from hitting a monster. Very big change, combined with the really OP new life remnants. Whatever the life remnant supports are. I don't know what they're called exactly. There's a couple new life remnants nodes that are like really, really good. For example, this one here. Life effects of remnants are occur 3 seconds after being collected instead of instantly, and increase effect. There's a couple like that. There's one that increases the range which you pick them up. Some really, really interesting support gems you can link to Sangomancy now. Very strong. It's getting a lot better after the patch. It's becoming free. So, yeah. One thing to note though is they are nerfing overflow from 100% overflow to 1.5. So, for example, just 50% more HP, basically, when you have life remnants up. Still, I think overall it's a very big very big buff to Blood Mage. You could take Crimson Power and get crit node still, and get Leech. That's crazy. Yeah, or get the Gore Spike node, which is going to be the last one over here. Honestly, I think Blood Mage will be super tanky, and I think it'll do a lot of damage because you have 15 base crit. Fireball has a really low base crit, so this is a massive increase. If you want to go crit, Fireball makes a lot of sense with Blood Mage. So that's my current plan. So why are we converting it to chaos damage? Chaos damage causes a couple things. So first off, in PoE 2, conversion means you don't actually scale off fire damage at all, or elemental damage. And with that in mind, you also won't scale off LA weakness or exposure either. Now you're scaling off chaos damage, so chaos nodes, projectile damage. Any projectile damage would also scale fireball still, and wither and despair instead. So wither is actually quite strong. I think wither is probably better than exposure, to be honest. It's increased damage taken, and you can scale wither effect on the tree with your weapon swap. Yeah, I think wither's just better, I think, than exposure. First off, second off, you get despair. Despair is pretty similar, I think, to LA weakness. Nothing really changing there. But no, yeah, you no longer scale up LA damage or fire damage. This might change. I haven't decided yet if I want to stick with this completely, but this is the idea going into the league, and I think it sounds really cool. Like I mentioned, I will be weapon swapping. The main reason that we're weapon swapping is so we can use Wicked Quill for Wither on hit, and FHE Cruelty. This is my plan for Chayla as well, but it's a really solid setup, and I think it works just as well, if not better, on this character. We'll get critical weakness on hitting with crits, and we'll also get Wither on hit. The same setup, basically. We're going to be using Ember Fusillade, Chaos Infusion, Scatter Shot, Arcane Tempo, adding a lot of extra projectiles, adding a lot of speed. The weapon swap will be instant next patch. This should be very smooth, and you'll just pop this on anything that doesn't die instantly. You want to get some Weather stacks and some critical weakness stacks. So that's the main reason for weapon swapping. And the main idea around the build, honestly. That's most of the idea. Why am I going down here to Ranger, you may be asking? First off, the fork nodes are really strong in combination with Snake Pit, or the Fork Gem. Apparently Snake Pit's quite rare now, so you might not have this right away. But yeah, basically you get one extra proj whenever you fork. So, essentially, you're almost getting the Deadeye node just by having those 3 nodes there. Pretty strong node, honestly, and I'm really looking forward to trying it out. I think Snake Pit is going to be hard to get, maybe, so maybe you won't have it right away. Probably going to end up trying Fork Gem out. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is one of the main reasons to go over here. The other reason is they're adding a mechanic called Deflection. Deflection scales off Evasion. I'm not sure if this is really required, honestly, because they're going to be so tanky already, just by having lots of life. But I think having Evasion and having Deflection, plus a huge life pool, will make us almost immortal, and it sounds pretty good to me, so maybe I'll go for that. And there's a lot of move speed over here. Move speed is honestly the main factor. Move speed and good crit nodes. Of course, the tree is changing, like I said, so don't worry about this too much. A lot of these points are going to be changed for better points, basically. But honestly, it looks pretty good already, so I'm pretty excited to see the changes, and yeah, this tree looks really good to me. We'll have to see how it changes, and I'm looking forward to it. One node that's actually really good already is Event Horizon and Spaghettification. The Event Horizon makes it so you lose HP and ES when you use the Chaos skill, but it gives you a ton of Chaos damage. Now, Fireball isn't a Chaos skill, so you're actually not losing any life or ES when you use this. Despair is the only Chaos skill on the build, actually, so yeah, this is really not even a downside. It's just a 50% damage note, which is kind of crazy. Spaghettification is also more move speed and a lot of all tributes. You do lose some Chaos Res. Don't think it's really going to be a problem, but yeah, these guys are insane. The reason we're path over here is the keystone will be in this spot here. It'll be like right here, basically. So we'll have the path over here. Not the worst pathing of all time. We do get some crit nodes, and there's this -3 Chaos Res when you curse. Not the best nodes of all time. Hopefully there's some more stuff over here, though. This is the basic plan. I felt like I should make a tree for you guys, just so you guys can have something to look at before the league. Probably changing, and by probably, I mean definitely changing. I don't have support gems in for a similar reason, but I'll keep you guys updated on the actual exact setup when they get the video out and talk about my actual plans and stuff, because a lot of this is going to be changing based on what they add. They still have a couple like patch notes they're probably going to have, and after the passive tree. Kind of play it by ear. The main idea behind Fireball is Fireball is getting buffed quite a lot, here's the patch note here. I put it into the PB notes. Fireball is gaining a ton of damage. It's becoming a tier 3 gem. Now, I'm likely going to level as ED Contagion, because ED Contagion is by far and away the best leveling. And we actually get a lot of damage as a witch starting location. So we'll probably end up speccing into all its chaos damage, and like spell damage here, and just have a really easy start with ED Contagion. And then once we start getting infusions, which I'll talk about in a second, we'll switch over to Fireball. And also, obviously, the Black Flame node too. So what are infusions? Now, Fireball is gaining... all spells basically are gaining these things called infusions. They're kind of the same functionality as life remnants are. There's an orb on the ground, you pick it up. The main difference here is we're gaining fire, lightning, or cold infusion. These will be orbs on the ground that you generate through very specific things. So the main reason we want infusion for Fireball is it gains a secondary proj. So before it had a secondary proj baseline, now it needs a fire infusion to proc secondary projectiles. This sounds bad, but Fireball is gaining a massive amount of damage. The secondary proj is also getting tripled in damage, and the secondary proj can overlap with the main projectile now. So Fireball is gaining like 5 times more damage combined than what it used to be. Really insane amount of damage. Should be really good, depending on how often you can cast Fire Infusion with it. Now, how are we gaining Fire Infusions? So here's a couple ideas I have. Living Bomb is being changed to being an actual gem you can cut. Living Bomb will give you a Fire Infusion when it blows up. It's being changed to blow up instantly when you do enough damage to it. And it'll drop a Fire Infusion as soon as it blows up. So the more damage you have, the more consistent the Fire Infusions will be. You'll run around and like pick up the Fire Infusion and throw out another Fireball. It sounds kind of annoying playstyle-wise, but you're already doing it as Blood Mage anyways for your life remnants. So really, it's not that bad, and it should work pretty well. That's the main reason why I'm using Frostwall in the build as well still. I'll talk about that in a second. Siphon Elements is the second way we're generating Fire Infusions. This is becoming it's a new Spirit Gem. It'll cost Spirit. Not quite sure how much Spirit yet. I'm assuming it'll be like 60, maybe 30 to 60 probably. This will give you infusions on the ground whenever you ignite, freeze, or shock. Now, depending on what you do, most likely it'll drop that remnant. So if you ignite a lot, you'll drop a lot of fire remnants, so you get a lot of fire infusions. With the Black Flame node, you actually can still ignite with chaos damage, so it'll still be dropping fire infusion with the siphon elements. Lastly, Cast on Crit. So Cast on Crit will most likely be the setup we use for the last part of the fire infusions. This should drop. Honestly, we probably don't even need all this, but this is all the ideas I have. Just throwing them all out there. If we don't need Cast and Crit, we don't need like Siphon Elements, we'll drop whatever we need to drop for extra Spirit. But I rather like prepare for more than we need than less than we need. The Cast and Crit Snap. This is going to be very similar to Siphon Elements, except this will proc Snap, which is being reworked. Right now, Cold Snap. Snap is being reworked to work on all elements, and it'll blow up depending on what you have on it, and it'll drop the remnant based on what you have. So if you have a Ignite, it'll blow up and drop a Fire Remnant. Same with Shock and Freeze. We could probably link Cast on Crit to a Flame Wall as well to get some extra damage that way. And I'll probably be hard casting Frostwall. Maybe in Living Bomb, by the way. May just have Cast and Crit Living Bomb, depending on how it works out. But yeah, it may be pretty automated. It may be a couple of buttons you have to press. Not quite sure how it's going to play out yet. Living Bomb, Fireball, Flame Wall, Frostwall are the main abilities, though. Some of them might be Cast and Crit. Frostwall will still be used because I think it'll proc on the Siphon Elements. I'll quickly show you guys the patch note here. Siphon Element says on the target itself. Yeah, so it says has a chance to create an infusion remnant when you freeze, shock, or ignite a target. Doesn't say enemy. So I'm assuming this will work on Frostwall, and you'll get a bunch of remnants this way. Also, you get life remnants from killing Frostwall, so Frostwall just has a lot of synergy. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure if you have Fork and you attack a Frostwall, you'll have multiple projectiles going out, and multiple of those projectiles can overlap and hit the same target with Fireball. So you have overlapping upon overlapping. Now, normally, the secondary projectile can't hit the same target. So the secondary projectile can hit the same target now, but it only hits once, right? It can't, like... it won't really be easy to get multiple projectiles to hit the same target, unless you have something like Fork. So I think Fork and Frostwall should overlap really nicely with the ability. We'll have to actually play the game and see how it plays out. But this sounds like it'll work in my head, so we'll have to see how it plays out. That's kind of the ideas I have on it. And yeah, I'm really excited. I think the Chaos Fireball Blood Mage will kind of pop off. The Fireball build, okay, so initially, this is the character I least started in 0.1, my very first character of all time. Psychomancy, let's just say this node was pretty bad, and you clicked it in Normal Lab, and then your character started dying to itself. It won't happen this time, surely. Surely this time, it'll be good, it'll give us a bunch of benefits, we'll get a bunch of life. It's on hit now, so we won't die to ourselves, probably. Yeah, I mean, what could go wrong, really? And yeah, it's gonna be purple Fireball instead of normal Fireball. It's gonna be great. To be honest, though, the Fireball build I initially made was really good in game, but yeah, the leveling was pretty painful. I am planning on playing ED Contagion to level through the campaign early on. As soon as I can switch to Black Flame plus Fireball and the confusions and stuff, I probably will swap to that though. That's my current plan going into it. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time. I'll keep you guys updated, by the way. I'm going to post a actual planner in the video description. I'll probably end up making more videos as well. And yeah, looking forward to it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Up really nicely with the ability. We'll have to actually play the game and see how it plays out. But this sounds like it'll work in my head, so we'll have to see how it plays out. That's kind of the ideas I have on it. And yeah, I'm really excited. I think the Chaos Fireball Blood Mage will kind of pop off. The Fireball build, okay, so initially, this is the character I least started in 0.1, my very first character of all time. Psychomancy, let's just say this node was pretty bad, and you clicked it in Normal Lab, and then your character started dying to itself. It won't happen this time, surely. Surely this time, it'll be good, it'll give us a bunch of benefits, we'll get a bunch of life. It's on hit now, so we won't die to ourselves, probably. Yeah, I mean, what could go wrong, really? And yeah, it's gonna be purple Fireball instead of normal Fireball. It's gonna be great. To be honest, though, the Fireball build I initially made was really good in game, but yeah, the leveling was pretty painful. I am planning on playing ED Contagion to level through the campaign early on. As soon as I can switch to Black Flame plus Fireball and the confusions and stuff, I probably will swap to that though. That's my current plan going into it. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time. I'll keep you guys updated, by the way. I'm going to post a actual planner in the video description. I'll probably end up making more videos as well. And yeah, looking forward to it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.